Hi. Thank you so much for joining me and welcome to Building Your Business and Brand with Meta. I am your host, Dominique Nash.
And I'm your host, Nicole Bozeman.
Nice to see you again, Nicole. How are you today?
I am well. I'm well, doing good. Running a little hectic. Just came off of a 2-day trip, but I'm excited to be here because the information we're going to be sharing is so critically important right now. And as business owners, we're going to discover and learn as we are our business and we are our brand, that our partner Meta has made some changes to their policy.
Oh, yes, they have.
Yeah, we need to figure out what they are so that we can continue to build our business and be our brand. So I'm so glad you guys are here with us. Grab your notebooks, grab your pens. We're going to have some writing to do. There's some information we want you to take down. And let's get ready to dig in. You ready, Dominique?
I am so ready now for all of you guys that are in the chat for your free content calendar for registering for this event. Please make sure that you put your email address down in the chat. As before we started recording, since you guys didn't want to be on camera, this is recording just to let everyone know. So make sure you turn your camera off. But let's dive in. So let's just define what Meta is. Okay, Meta is Facebook, Instagram. They are the top company when it comes to being on a platform, setting up your business presence, and allowing you to monetize through them. But originally, we wanted to talk about the Holy Trinity, which is something that I went into intense training to learn for 6 months. But with the new changes that we have on Meta's platform, people being restricted, losing the bonus opportunity with the Reels Play program, it's time for us to pivot. So today is going to be more about understanding the community standards when it comes to Meta and the partner monetization policies that they put in place. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. First thing first, we're going to go ahead and look at the community standards. I think that a lot of us need more of a review of what that means because it has changed.
It
So
absolutely has.
it really has. So this is Facebook community standards. I'm just going to read briefly an introduction. Every day, people use Facebook to share their experiences and connect with family and friends and build communities. It's a service for more than 2 billion people to freely express themselves across the country and cultures in a dozens of languages. And that is so true.
Right there, 2 billion people
Yeah.
that this platform is giving us as
Mhm.
content creators and business owners access to. I just want y'all to
Oh,
think about that for a moment.
now that's really a great opportunity because it's so easy for us to want to stay local, but really building our brand, and you are your business, you are your brand, you want to go global.
Yes. And
Yes.
it's easy to do when you know how to follow the policies and procedures that your business partner has started to create. So, and also, guys, you have to understand that these new changes have been created through governmental restrictions and policies and requirements that
Mhm.
the government is saying Facebook or Meta needs to do, and not only in their business practices, but
Right.
also for protection. So when you've been seeing things have been happening
Mhm.
using this platform and all the madness that's been going on,
Mhm.
fake news, you
Fake
know where it
news,
comes from,
lots of that.
it has caused these new changes to take place. So it's really important that as business owners, because we're all in our CEO mindset,
That's
vibe,
right.
and energy when we come into here and building your business and building your brand, we have to understand how to do that and do it properly so that it's sustainable for you.
That's right. We want to make sure that you know the tools and what and how you need to move about on Meta in order to maximize your business and your brand to be visible on the platform. The main thing next that I want you guys to really pay attention to is that they created these standards based on the feedback from people and the advice of experts in the field of technology, public safety, and human rights.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So something is happening, something is going on and shifting in this dynamic. And again, remember, we say that this is our business partner.
Mm-hmm.
They probably have more of a stake into our business than we do right now
Right.
because they are the voice, they're our platform. They kind of give us our voice and the ability to put ourselves out there. So we have to understand what's happening and these shifts that are taking place and the pivot that we all need to do.
That's
Every
right.
single content creator, everybody you see on your reels, every person you see on your timeline, everybody that's buying, selling eyelashes, makeup, whatever it is they're doing, they all have to follow these policies and procedures. So let's dig in.
Let's dig in. I see we have a question. Someone raised their hand. We will be taking questions at the end of this actual study part. So please make sure you remain with your questions till the end after we're done recording. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. I'm going to let us watch this little small video because I'm interested in what it has to say. Okay.
Let's do it. I can't hear it. So, Dominique, I'm not able to hear this. I don't know if everybody else is able to hear, but I can't hear the video.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm
It's
so
weird.
sorry.
You know what's been happening. And if anybody else is having an issue where you can't hear the video, will you just put it in the chat and let us know? We've
Yes,
been having
please.
problems with this, and we've been noticing whenever we try to share videos. Now, watch this. Here is one issue. Whenever we try to screen share, like
Mm-hmm.
we've been having problems where the person who's sharing the screen can hear the video or over the recording or whatever it is, but the person who they're sharing it to can't.
Can't hear it. Yep. Yep.
So, see, this is one issue that we have to try to work around. So, when you're out there trying to, especially those service providers, those like myself who are life coaches and accountants and tax people, that you want to have one-on-one dialogue and you want to share your screen with your client or your customer, it's becoming an issue right now trying to figure out how they can hear what you're sharing because I can't hear. And if you can, let me know, but I can't hear it.
Okay, so since you can't hear, I'm going to basically sum up what they were talking about in that video. Meta is dedicated to providing a safe space and opening their self to being more involved with building communities. But there is a big difference between what you can and cannot say on their platform. That's exactly where I stopped the video. They are really cracking down on what it is we're able to share, what it is we're able to say, because I'm just going to be honest. I think that they're trying their best to keep in mind everyone because we are all sharing a common space on Meta's platform. So you don't know who you might offend. So to stop so many of those reports. Oh, I don't like the way you had that done to you, Nicole, on Crystal's Diamonds and Pearls. She shared a photo, which was not even her own. It was a nice art piece, but just showing how you can be there for someone, and they might try to stab you in the back behind you, but in front of you, they're hugging you. That's exactly how the illustration went.
Yep.
And someone was offended by it, so they reported it to Meta, and she had to go on restriction for how many days?
I was on restriction for almost 30 days.
And that's a long time for a business owner to not be able to move about properly on the platform. It
And
really
I also to understand that another reason why this is happening is because in about 4 years ago when we had that election and the platform was being used to share information that was not necessarily proper or appropriate or what was considered or labeled as fake news.
Okay.
When you look at what the government has been doing right now, they have, which, the person who did all of that, and we all know who I'm talking about, got restricted off of Twitter, remember,
Yeah, I
and got
remember.
their page turned down and shut off. It was because of those issues, and also watching other countries come in and try to take over or try to use our accounts or hack our accounts or that information, where there was doing some recruiting that was not appropriate for groups that our government was saying they have too much access, and they're saying things that we need to begin to monitor. So,
Mm.
so this is why a lot of these changes have been taking place. And like Dominique said, it's about not only our partner policies, but here's the word, our content policies,
Oh,
our message. What is your message for your brand?
oh, I like that, Nicole. Oh my goodness. Now that right there, if you guys didn't feel that, I felt that right here in my chest. Okay. Because it's a lot of things that we just did not understand really took place behind closed doors. And now we're having to deal with the repercussions and consequences of someone else's actions. That happens a lot in life. Mhm.
Exactly. And that's what's happening.
That's what's happening. So I'm going to go back to the actual. Now we're no, you know what? We're going to go through partner monetization. So now, since we understand that we can't just say anything that we feel on the platform, now let's dive into partner monetizational policies. Okay. So there's two sets of things that we have to actually abide by in order to be on this platform and be monetized with Meta. We have to abide by the community standards and the partner monetizational policies. I'm actually kind of really excited about this one.
Yeah. And listen, and understand that when we talk about the partner monetization policies, we're talking about, I'm gonna just put it plain and simple in just layman's terms, like somebody like me can understand. That is the thing that Facebook says the rules we have to abide by in order for us to get paid.
That's right. In order for us to be able to have any type of monetization on their platform, we need to make sure that we are following not only the community standards. Now, you sign up for that whenever you just want to be a consumer of the app. But
Right.
if you want to build your business and build your brand under Meta's umbrella, you have to also follow partner monetizational policies. Okay. So when this one, it's basically in order for publishers, creators, or third-party providers to utilize monetizational tools on Facebook, they must pass and remain compliant with a set of rules called partner monetization policies and content monetization policies. So there's three.
There's a
Did you see
lot.
it?
So
You
we so know this, when it comes to the community standards, we
Mhm.
all know the community standards because like Dominique said, when we created our Facebook account back in
Mhm.
2009, 10, whenever you did it, you agreed to those community standards. These are the standards. That's no different like if you buy a house in an area and they have a homeowners association,
Association.
and you have to
Mhm.
abide by the homeowners association rules, and they tell you can't have a red door when everybody else's door is tan, and you can't on the hanger, on the clothesline because they don't like that. It's those type of policies when you're living in a housing community and they have a set of rules that you have to live by in order to live in that community. That's what this is. It's the community standard policies. We all know, we've all been abiding by them. The minute
Mhm.
we say, I want to have an account on Facebook, you agree to those community policies. But we want to really delve into and break down the partnership monetization and the content monetization policies, because those two are affecting our ability to make money as content creators and as brand owners and business owners on this platform. That's
That's
really
right.
key right now.
That's right. So, partner policies, in order to earn money on Facebook, you must create content on an eligible surface. Let's see what that means. At this time, monetization features are available for public content on Facebook pages, profiles, and professional mode, events, and groups. Content paid for on Facebook but consumed on a third party site may be eligible for monetization. Facebook profiles outside of professional mode are not eligible for monetizational products or features.
Now we're going to stop that right there.
Mm-hmm.
That sentence right there. Facebook profiles
Mm-hmm.
outside of professional mode
Mm-hmm.
are not eligible
Mm-hmm.
for monetization products. That's stars, that's reels play, that's ads, and any type of feature that will allow you to get money while you are doing things on Facebook.
Now I'm gonna stop sharing because I want to come back to the screen. I will tell you this. I see this a lot. People will create, they don't want to create a business page and they don't want to turn on professional mode. So they try to sell products from their profile. And if you don't know what a profile difference is from a business page, I say it all the time, but I'm gonna say it one last time for you. The profile is what you sign up for when you get on the platform. And a lot of people call it their personal page. That's a profile. That's what they consider to be a profile. If you are trying to sell products through a profile without turning on professional mode or not following, well, honestly, you're just violating the community standards because you said that you came on there just to enjoy and be a consumer. So that's why a lot of you guys are seeing your profile being shut down from doing certain things. They're trying to protect the community from you because you're not being honest with why you came on the platform.
Now that is very, very huge, guys. Like all of our foreign members that's in the group, guys from other countries or international, excuse me, members that are in the how to become a digital content creator. You have to understand this, even our US ones, you have to understand this. Your personal page, that page where you got all your cute pictures on, you got the cute little profile on, the page that got like almost 5,000 friends, all of your friends from school and
Yep.
college, all of your classmates, your family members, that beautiful page that you write all about your dog and your cat and when you went out to dinner.
What you
That
ate?
page right there. If you use your personal page, hear what I'm saying, and you try to sell products, but now you want to have an Amazon store, and you go into your personal page and you be like, hey guys, come and join me and buy products out of my Amazon store. I got this store coming up, and this is the products I own, and da 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 da. Facebook now today is going to say, skirt, you are violating our policies. Now we're going to have to restrict you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what's happening.
That's exactly what's happening. A lot of people, I know them personally. I know a lot of people that I went to high school with. They don't want, because they feel like they have more people on their profile, so they don't want to separate it on a business page, but they also don't want to turn on professional mode, which allows, it signals Meta to let them know, I would like to introduce my business, but I don't do well with managing a separate presence. That's what turning on professional mode and professional dashboard is. But if you don't do that, how are they supposed to allow you to move about?
So this is what I heard. Oh my God. I hope you guys love this analogy right here. Your personal page is like being a street vendor with no license.
Oh,
Professional mode is being a vendor with a license.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Woo!
I like that.
That one. Yes. So you see the difference? If you're out there on the street and you're scalping tickets, that's you trying to sell your product on your personal page. And you out there, you know how the guys be out there scalping those tickets? Got your tickets. And the cops been
They're
watching.
loving this in chat. They blowing the chat up like,
Yeah,
yeah.
as opposed to when you turn on professional mode, you can stand there and say, I got 2 tickets for sale, and nobody can stop you. The cops won't come and harass you because you're in professional mode and you can show them, I have a license to sell this product on this platform, which is my personal page. That's the key, and that's the difference, guys.
That is the major difference. Also, I'm gonna go back to sharing this information because I want us to go ahead and get it. I know you have somewhere to go, so I'm being mindful of time.
Yeah, no, for sure. This is
All right.
yummy. I'm learning something.
So now we have another tab, reside in an eligible country. To monetize, you must reside in an eligible country where the product or feature is available. You may lose your ability to monetize if you move to an ineligible location or if Facebook changes product eligibility. So that reminds me of you, Nicole. When you were in Canada, you could not see the Meta Verified.
Right, right. So again, this is goes to all of our international members. Guys, if you're wondering why you cannot be monetized, that's probably why, because you're in an ineligible country or location where the product's unavailable. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing you can do. It's a meta thing. Meta and
Right.
your country is saying, your country's probably saying, yeah, Meta, Facebook, yeah, nah, you're not bringing that onto this page. There's only onto this country. There's only so much that we're going to let you do. So you, as a citizen of your country, may not have the rights or the opportunity to be monetized because your country won't allow those particular products and features to come in and be used by you guys. So that's something that unfortunately is out of all of our control.
It's all out of all of our control. Now we went over the community standards. You have to follow those, but right here is following our content monetizational policies.
Which is the other big feature we
Mhm.
talk about. So we have partners. That's what Meta is saying you need to do in order to partner with us, right? The two we just really talked about. Now we're talking about your message.
Your message. That's right. That's
On
right.
this form.
So it says monetized content must pass an additional level of standards above and beyond our community standards. These
See?
additional rules are called content monetizational policies. These include deeper restrictions on content itself and the format in which it is presented.
Now that is a mouthful, but let me read this again. I will stay
Go
right
ahead.
there. Now listen to what's being said.
Mhm.
In order to have your message, in order for you to have those posts,
Mhm.
those reels, all of that stuff, all the sharing that you're doing, the pictures, all of that information to be accepted under this content monetization policy, those reels will play so that you can have the information you're sharing is allowed and acknowledged by Meta. You have to have these standards. Now watch this. What you say is being monitored.
Mm.
They said these additional rules are called
Mhm.
content monetization policies. These include, watch this, deeper restrictions.
Oh, and people don't like to be restricted, but guess what? I mean, all of us have worked a job where we couldn't do certain things. Am I right or wrong?
Right. And there's some things you can't say.
Hmm. I
There was,
know when I worked for the post office, nobody could say they were about to go.
yeah,
You hear me? We
yeah,
couldn't say that because that's a serious thing. They don't know if you are about to lose it or not.
yeah.
You know?
So this is why when we were talking about understanding what your message is, ding, 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 ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
That's why. Because you have to be able to present your message in a way that will not cause you to be restricted. Like
Oh.
Dominique shared with you with me, I just had a picture. It was I'm a safe space influencer. I'm a mindset transformation. I'm a certified health, life, and wellness coach. So the picture I was talking about was creating a relationships and how you can get stabbed in the back though you're being hugged. It's a
Mhm.
picture that you will see it on Pinterest or any place else, like, oh my God, that's so powerful. But the minute I put that picture up, Facebook was like, shut down.
No, they said no.
Whoa, what just happened? And it was so innocent. It was innocent. I wish I could show it for you guys, but I'm not going to because I again, even though we're not. But it was so innocent that even now, for me as a life coach, I'm very careful about the pictures that I show and use in my post and in my content because of that rule and policy right there.
That right there, man, it holds so much weight, and it really opened up your eyes to let you know that it's not all about what you don't share. It's sometimes it is about what you do.
Yes,
um, and safety. I had to realize, and it took me a while to get comfortable with like saying my kid's name when because my profile is open in professional mode, so and it's public. I wouldn't say my children's name because I'm like, there's a whole bunch of strangers that can
crazy.
see it,
Yeah.
but you have to think about that before you really want to build your brand and build your business with Meta.
Right.
And
So many of you guys are struggling right now and you're angry and legit, legit, legit. But when they stopped that Reels play, they was like, okay, there was several reasons why they did that. We're not going to get into all of that, but understand
yeah,
that one of those reasons was because some of the content people were sharing and getting paid, and they were getting paid for it. Some of that content was probably offensive to other people. And does it,
it
do
was
we think
stolen.
that First Amendment right of free speech is being taken advantage of? Yes.
And it was stolen content.
Stolen content, which is going to be the next thing that you have to deal with, right, Dominique? We're going to share that
Yes.
second one.
Well, a lot of top creators, people want to use their stuff because they know that's going to get people to engage. But what happens is, and I kind of did it, I didn't know it was frowned upon. You cannot use other people's content, even if you're just sharing just because you wanted to share their message. It's theirs to share. You need to find them and then hit the share button on their page, not upload their content under
Right.
yours.
So
Mhm.
here's an old high school word that we've all heard. If anybody ever took an English class in high school, and we all did, and those of us that took English in college, here's the word: plagiarism.
Oh, oh, they fired up in chat, y'all. Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
and not plagiarize content, which leads us to the second policy for this content monetization policy, which is
Share authentic content. Share original content. Oh my God. Both of them right there. Both of them are right here together because this part, a lot of you guys, when you jumped into the Reels Play program, you did not do this. So they had to put those two together so people can see them back to back. Creators and publishers and third party providers posting content flagged as misinformation and false news may be ineligible or may lose their eligibility to monetize.
stop, read that again and take it slow. Listen to what's being said right now. This is why this session
Mhm.
is so important.
Creators, publishers, and third party providers
Me
posting
too.
content. Now, that means if you post content for yourself, if you publish content for a pet, or if you're like me, you're a social media manager, which is a third party posting for your client. That falls under all three of those definitions. Okay. You need to make sure that it's not flagged for misinformation and it's not false news, because that will be the first thing that will cause you to lose eligibility to monetize with Meta.
Yes, yes, and yes again. I mean, that's so important to understand, and that's why we wanted to break this down for you all, because as you're continuing to build your business and build your brand, you have to understand these policies in order to be successful on Meta.
That's right.
Period. Point blank. You can't get around it.
You cannot get around it. No.
You're going to have to learn these policies and procedures.
That's right. Now, sharing the original content that goes hand in hand with sharing authentic content. You cannot, I mean, content creators, publishers, and third party providers can only monetize content that they created or were involved in the creation of, or that directly features the creator, publisher, or third party provider. So, example, we just got through talking about this. There were a lot of people sharing top creators posts. Just because you like them doesn't mean that you have the authority to use their content, even if on a different platform from Meta, you did a duet with them. That duet is supposed to stay on that platform because it allowed the creator to receive their credit and you too. But the moment that you download it and upload it on Meta's platform, you are basically saying that you are the owner of it and you are not. That's
Yeah.
what a lot of you guys were seeing. You're losing your bonus, you were in restriction, your page would not do anything. Sometimes they shut your page all the way down. I had one lady reach out and said, I can't do anything on my page. They won't let me do anything. When I went and looked at her page, she was stealing so many people's content.
It's cool to share. Like there's a lot of, content creators and stuff I really enjoy and I like. But I don't want to take ownership. I just share it because it's really good and it pushes itself out anyway because I shared it. There was one, like for example, there was one I did on Instagram. And if anybody saw it, it was a guy, he was on, it wasn't People's Court,
I
but
think it was divorce court, wasn't it?
the divorce court was something like that. It was
I
one of those
remember he
court
was dripping.
shows. Like, and he came on, he was like, whenever I come into the room, they know I drip sauce and something. He said, I tear it down. I touch it off and da 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 da. And when he did it, it was like you could hear everybody laughing. So I did a remix with that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it was in it, and I just put it up there. And I was like, oh my God, I just love that. I'm just gonna remix it. I was like, yeah. And I was in uniform and everything. And when I tell you that reel has blown up for me, I didn't do anything with it. I tried to download it, but it wouldn't download with the sound. So I was gonna come and leave it alone, just leave it right where it's at, which is a lot of times you'll notice when you're on Instagram and try to download it, it says without the audio. That's why.
Yeah, they
And
want to protect the creator.
like they're protecting the creator. So, but I noticed that when I left it alone, like, and I did this like last month sometime. When I showed Dominique, I was like, oh my God, this thing is blowing. Like I have 300 some odd views, almost 400 views on it. That's the most I've ever had on one of my reels. So I'm like super duper excited. The point of that is that I did not try to steal his content. And it wasn't even, I don't even know if it's whose it was, but what, it's the show's content. I didn't try to make it my own. I just shared it. And we have to be allowed to do that. But at the same time, when it comes to your content, here's a word for you: creativity. When you understand your message,
Mm-hmm.
your brand, and why you are on this platform and why you're building your business and what your business is, that's why that information is so important, so that you're able to create authentic and original content based off of your business's message.
Oh, now that's juicy. Because if anything was ever the truth, that right there, my dear, is. Um,
Right,
Once you understand what it is that you should be doing, then you should not have any trouble to move about like you should. Okay.
right.
Monetize authentic engagement. Now, this is juicy for me because I want to understand what they mean by monetize authentic engagement. Create
Ooh,
right.
interesting.
Right. Creators, publishers, and third party providers can only monetize content consumed by their natural, authentic audience. This means creators, publishers, and third party providers may not in any behavior that boosts. They may not engage in any behavior that boosts or amplifies followers, views, or engagement for the purpose of generating more revenues. This,
Follow, follow.
I was just about to say it.
Follow, ding, 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 ding. There you go, right there. Now, we've been saying all along, stop doing that. Follow for follow. Follow me, I'm gonna follow you. Promote here, promote there, promote your business. Da, da, da. There you go.
That's
Do
why a
it.
lot of the people that I used to see that used to do that follow for follow, they still haven't gained access to their account. It's been months.
Now watch this. Now read the rest of it. It says, oh my God, this is so juicy. It says this includes manufactured sharing,
Mm.
which is coordinated distribution of content often for compensation and high volume cross posting. Do you hear this? This is that follow for follow stuff right here. This is what they're talking about. That promote here. All right, you ain't got low engagement. So everybody you see talking about my engagement is low, just say hello.
Stay away from them. I had to learn that the hard way.
Do it if you want to. You might clink, clink, clink.
Clink, clink, clink.
Going
Listen,
to people jail.
this also touches bases on those people in your inbox telling you that if you pay them for a service, they have a team that will be able to get you the amount of views that you need. That's what manufactured means. Remember, I told you about the one guy was live, and I was talking about Gangsta Boo, because she had passed away. And this was on my profile, my personal page. I just went live just to share my opinions because as somebody I grew up learning their music, that was a part of me. I went from 10 views to 150. And I'm like, damn, excuse me, when did I get all these people? This ain't normal. When I got off the live, he messaged me. He said, did you like how many views you had? I said, what do you mean? He said, I did that for you. You can pay for that. Public figures need that. I said, no, I don't, sir. I need organic reach because now you just messed up my system and I don't want them to think that I had anything to do with you.
This right here, if we don't say anything else, if you don't hear another thing that we say, this right here says everything.
Oh my goodness.
The last line says creators, you creator, publishers, you publisher, and third-party providers may lose the ability to monetize if their audience significantly consists of fake engagements, including but not limited to likes, follows, and views.
And then just to let you know, even though I told him no thank you, he went on my YouTube channel and did the exact same thing to one of my videos, and I had to make sure that I blocked him because I don't need the fake engagement. I don't need the fake boosting because what is that going to do for me?
Right. And you'll see a lot of this more often on Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram has this DM, send this, DM this to such and such, such and such. DM this to such and such. I get that all the time.
All the time.
Narcissistic relationships and and healing out loud and things like that. Anything that deals with mental wellness. If I hashtag mental wellness journey, spirituality, I get all the time those, send this DMs, DM this post to such and such, such and such. I mean, like dynamite all the time. And that's really where you see this stuff popping up. I don't have it a lot on Facebook,
which is great.
I see it more on Instagram. Instagram is part of the Holy Trinity, guys. It's also so even if it's not happening on Facebook, if you're on, this goes across all meta platforms. If you're on Instagram and this stuff is still taking place, you're still going to have this same stuff applies.
The same stuff applies. And you have to be careful who you give access to your account and stuff. If they promise you, you have to make them admin over your stuff. Guess what? I knew a young lady who started this program the same time I did. She is not allowed on Meta's platform at all because she had took off way ahead of me. She had recorded some police brutality, got views up in the millions, but that wasn't enough for her. She wanted it to stay that way consistently. So she let this guy trick her into taking over her account. He locked her out of her account. She petitioned to get back on Meta. Meta would not let her back on Facebook. Now she is trying to be on Instagram under a false name. And I'm pretty sure they're probably monitoring that too.
Absolutely, they are. They're monitoring all of that because remember that person that we talked about earlier that I mentioned who in the government would use these platforms and creating those accounts. And then if you pay attention to what was happening in the news, there's been a lot of issues about a lot of false accounts being created and all of this fake news being shared in
Mhm.
order to manipulate the outcome of a certain election. Allegedly. I'm just saying,
Allegedly.
but that's why a lot of these policy changes have taken place. And Dominic, you know what I want us to do? I want us to take this particular one. We're going to copy and paste this one
Mhm.
because that is the quintessential when we kept saying stop doing those follow for follow, stop doing that promote here stuff. Don't be the one that's creating it, and then don't be the one that's participating in it. I mean, like run, Forrest, run,
Run for the hills, baby. You might as
run.
well act like you got on your new track shoes. That's how much you need to
Listen,
run.
like it's a burning fire that you got to run from. Stay away from that stuff.
And I just snipped it right now on my screen, so I gotta say
Now they have it in writing. See, before they didn't have this in writing.
it.
Now, because of all the changes, once they stop the reels play,
Mhm.
now that you notice they've changed all the policies. So now it is written.
It is written. It is written in black and white. There is no way for you to get it misconstrued. I
None.
didn't tell you not to do follow for follow because I didn't like it. I told you guys that that's something that we don't want in the community because it shadow bans all of us. Even if I didn't do anything to be a part of it, the community is based under me. So if you are doing those practices inside of my community, that affects me.
Which is a policy that is part of the partner monetization policy. I believe, Dominita, you know, but
That
look,
is correct.
that's one of the policies we didn't talk about. But under that partner monetization policy, one of the things that's in there is that if you are the owner of that page and you have people coming up underneath you and doing things like that, like she said, you have a group and you got people coming into the group talking about follow for follow, promote here, follow me, I'm gonna follow you. Guess who's held accountable for that? The page owner. Even if you did not start it, even if you didn't create it, and even if you don't participate in it, guess whose page it is? It
Right.
is yours. And
Yep.
you then are being held accountable for what somebody else did on your page.
It says only connect to entities that follow our policies. And then some people get mad at me because I distance myself. When I see that you're not following the policies, I don't want to be reprimanded and grouped in with what you got going on. Now, that is our time for this class, guys. If you would like more information on the policies, I will be able to give you the reference once you inbox me or Nicole. We can send you the link so you can read over this entirety for yourself. We will have a next session to focus on the Holy Trinity if anything doesn't change. Okay, so make sure that you're following all of the practices that are put in place to protect us.
Mhm.
Make sure that you are doing what you need to do. We will see you at the next event of building your business and building your brand with Meta. I'm your host, Dominique Nash.
And I'm your host, Nicole Busby. I want to thank you all for joining us. And I hope this information, this content is helpful to you. I hope that it brings clarity to you. Right now, again, as business owners, we are all pivoting because of these policy changes and procedures. So please know that we love you. We want the best for you. We want to see you thrive on this platform and being business partners with Meta, but we have to do it the right way. So let's keep this going. And this is another reason, real quick before we go out, this is why it's not important to have followers. You need
It's real
support.
important to have supporters. Okay. Now
Why?
you be
Love
blessed.
you
Don't go
guys.
messing up nobody else's day. Okay.
Don't
Oh,
mess it up.
don't forget to put your email address in the chat so we can actually send you for booking this session with us and a content calendar. We'll get that emailed over to you as soon as we receive it. Bye, guys. Have a great day.
Guys, thank you.